A stellar field which included World Championship 100 meters silver medalist and MVP teammate Tina Clayton to win the women's 60 meters at the Gibson McCook Relays, recovering from a terrible start to post 7.07 seconds. Smith was besting Tina for the second time this season after defeating her and Tia at the indoor gala meet in Stockholm, Sweden in January.
Cameras never stayed on her for long. For years, Jonielle Smith was just a name in the middle of Jamaica's relay chain, a support piece next to legends like Brianna Williams, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. But look now, she's 30 years old. Her best 100-meter time ever is 10.89 seconds. She's running faster than she ever has, right after Fraser-Pryce walked away from the sport. For 7 years, Smith held up the stage from the side. Let's go back. October 5, 2019. Doha, Qatar. Jamaica ran 41.44 seconds, a world record in the 4x100-meter relay that still stands today. The team: Williams, Smith, White, and Fraser-Pryce. Smith ran leg 2. Fraser-Pryce brought it home. 6 years later, Smith is chasing her own name, not someone else's finish line. Fraser-Pryce retired in 2025. Now it's Smith's turn to shine alone. This time, there's no one left to hand the baton to. Think about this. The second leg runner catches the baton at full speed, flies through the backstretch, and nails the handoff under insane pressure. That's Jonielle Smith's job, and she's done it for almost 10 years. She's a real world champion. She's got Olympic gold from Doha 2019. She ran one of the fastest relay legs ever recorded. She's raced next to Fraser-Pryce, Thompson-Herah, and Shericka Jackson, the biggest names in the sport. But one question never got answered. What happens when Jonielle Smith runs just for herself? 2026 is answering that question. Jamaica doesn't play around with sprinting. It's serious business. From high school track at ISSA champs to the pro circuit, Jamaica builds the best sprinters on earth. Smith came up through that same system. Kingston's National Stadium is where she learned to read a lane, attack a curve, and stay calm under pressure. That's not something you can teach late. She grew up mastering the exchange, catching a baton at top speed and placing it perfectly, all while a world title is on the line. That skill comes from years of grinding on an island where everyone runs fast and only the toughest survive. Since the mid-2010s, she's been part of Jamaica's relay squad, world championships, Olympic Games, medals. But the 100-meter, the race with no team, no baton, no one to lean on, stayed a mystery. Her best time before 2026 sat around 10.94 seconds. Solid, not scary, not a script-worthy number. Until now. October 5, 2019, Khalifa Stadium, Doha. Jamaica's women lined up for history. Brianna Williams exploded off the curve. Jonielle Smith took the baton smooth and fast, flying down the backstretch like she'd done it 1,000 times. Natalia White kept the pace, and Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, the greatest Jamaican sprinter ever, brought it home. The clock stopped at 41.44, a new world record, smashing the old one from London 2012. 4 women, 1 perfect night. Smith's split that night was one of the fastest of the whole race. Watching her fly down that straight, you could tell this wasn't her limit. It was just the beginning. She was only 23 that night. For the next 6 years, she stayed just under the ceiling. From 2019 to 2025, Smith was always close to greatness, but never quite there. She ran next to world champions. Her name showed up in every big race report. Everyone who watched relay splits knew she was fast, but the individual 100-meter final, still out of reach. The kind of times that build headlines and endorsement deals just weren't coming yet. There were flashes though. Eugene 2022, another strong relay leg, same fire she showed in Doha.
Paris 2024, back in the relay mix again, doing the quiet work that wins medals but hides the individual name. Year after year, she stood at the top of the sport. Year after year, the solo spotlight stayed just out of reach, separated by fractions of a second. Tell me, did you know her name before this year? Drop it below. I read every comment. Her story is the hardest kind to tell, a world champion who hadn't found her own moment yet. So here's the real question. If she can fly on a relay leg, what happens when she trains just for herself? What happens when a 30-year-old finally chases her own record? 2026 gave us the answer. March 7th, 2026. A small local meet at GC Foster College. No big cameras, no hype, just Jonielle Smith running the 60-meter in 6.96 seconds and winning easy. Wind dated, sure, but the speed was real. Something had shifted. Her top-end speed looked like a whole new level. I feel like I can go way faster. March 21st, 2026. World Indoor Championships in Torun, Poland. She ran 7.03 seconds in the 60-meter, a legal personal best. This wasn't luck, it was a pattern. Then came Jamaica's Nationals in June. Third place, her best finish ever, running 10.94. Then July 4th, the Prefontaine Classic, stacked field, top sprinters in the world. Jefferson Wooden won, Richardson took second, Hobbs got third, and in fourth place, Jonielle Smith ran 10.89, her fastest 100-meter ever, at 30 years old. September 2025, Tokyo. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce ran her last race ever. 38 years old, 10 world titles, 3 Olympic golds in the 100-meter, second fastest woman in history. 18 years carrying Jamaican sprinting on her back. Then she handed it off, literally, in relay after relay, to runners like Jonielle Smith. Fraser-Pryce always talked about what it means to run for your country, to carry that weight with pride. Now she's watching from the sidelines as Smith runs faster at 30 than Fraser-Pryce did at 25, breaking personal bests, heading to her first Commonwealth Games as an individual, and saying out loud that she's not done yet. I feel like I can go way faster, so who is to tell next year? She's done being invisible. That's the kind of statement that makes Fraser-Pryce sit up and pay attention, because she knows exactly what it looks like when a Jamaican sprinter finally claims her power. Here's the full story. At 30, 1 year after her mentor retired, Jonielle Smith is running the best times of her life. She broke her 100-meter personal best at one of the biggest meets in North America, beating out everyone except the world's top 3. And she's still a world record holder in the relay. She's been a world champion. She stood on the biggest podiums in the sport. She just was never supposed to be the headline. But the sport is shifting. Fraser-Pryce is gone. Thompson-Herah is fighting through injury. The old guard of Jamaican sprinting is stepping back, and Jonielle Smith is stepping up as one of the best individual stories in the sport right now. She says she can run faster than 10.89. Believe her. A 30-year-old running that fast with a decade of elite relay training behind her hasn't hit her ceiling yet. Los Angeles, 2028. She'll be 32. People will say she's too old, too far past her prime to chase records built for 25-year-olds. But they haven't seen what 2026 showed us. They haven't seen what happens when 10 years of relay speed gets aimed at one lane, one clean start, and open track ahead. Picture it. A packed stadium in Los Angeles, home Olympics, the women's 100-meter final. One lane holds a runner nobody expected. Older, faster, hungrier than ever. Jonielle Smith. Not passing the baton this time, just running straight to the line, for herself. The relay record already belongs to her. The individual record is still out there, waiting. So here's the big question. Does she break 10.8 in Los Angeles? Does the relay girl finally cross the line first, alone? Drop your answer below. I read every single one. And if you want to be there when it happens, hit subscribe now. The baton's in her hand. This time, she's keeping it.